youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to this episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I'm your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
Nick from youtube.com/the
What's up, everybody? I'm Dale. I'm here along with
Greg,
Brian Gatt.
And joining us for a second week in a row is Freakout5000 from youtube.com/Freakout5000. He's also known as Larry.
Pot, I can't get in trouble. I got a medical license, so fuck that. They can't do shit about that.
Okay, so what is your medical license to have pot? Like, what is your
reasoning?
Oh, I'm allowed to carry up to 2 ounces of pot.
Okay.
Because he has cancer.
No, because I can't sleep. That's what I told the doctor. But it doesn't specify why you have the license.
Wait, because that's what I told the doctor, and I quote. That's exactly what you just said.
That's what I told the doctor. I mean, I sleep just fine, but
$35 later, I got a piece of paper that says I can go into the shop and buy pot.
Fair enough. You know, I was thinking about this. We've been excluding the obvious. Back to between Nick and Ryan. Did anyone really say anything about children? I mean, just think about the Miley Cyrus.
Just because my crime is more heinous, don't miss being dumb about it. I cover that shit up pretty well.
Burying them in your backyard.
I may joke about raping somebody, but I'm literally not going to rape somebody. That's retarded.
You'll misjudge middle schoolers again, Ryan.
What I'm saying is, speaking of middle schoolers,
My girlfriend's doing fine, by the
Their
way.
long legs and sexy asses.
what middle schoolers make me think of other than Ryan and Nick is childhood toys. And I want to know, what's everyone's favorite childhood toy? Greg, let's start with you. What's your favorite childhood toy?
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, shit, now I remember. Okay, when I was growing up, when I was really little, like the toys that I played with the most, I think it would be a toss-up between Power Rangers toys and Micro Machines. Larry, what was your favorite childhood toy?
My favorite childhood toy would definitely have to be donkey trucks. Nothing would kill them damn things. They would be outside for years, and eventually they would rust. But then they would still go.
Yeah.
And then you have the new ones now, which are made out of plastic.
Mm-hmm. They make everything pretty much
just-
out of plastic now.
And you're just like, what's the point of buying it? They're going to break as soon as you put sand in the back of the thing.
He's out in his backyard and he's like,
I want to test these new ones.
May have happened once.
You get your paycheck cash. You're just like, well, since I'm cashier at Walmart, let's see what they got in the back. Oh, sweet, the Tonka trunks.
Like straight up Toys R Us to cash my check.
Nick
Just like,
does
what
the
can I
same
get
thing,
into
but it's for a different
today?
reason.
Ryan, what is yours?
I'd probably have to say my in Gray Skull collection that I had. I had the whole skull and all the figures and all
What
the
about
action
She-Hulk?
pictures and everything.
Did I hear something about She-Hulk?
Right?
No, He-Man. I had my He-Man collection that I had.
So you like She-Ra, correct?
No, I liked He-Man. Fuck She-Ra.
I like a man's man.
Like a man.
And now
Did you see his
you're a
pecs?
man. A man's man.
I just wanted to put my head
I will
between his
conquer
legs.
The power of
Gray
Gray Skull.
All you He-Man woman haters.
What the fuck?
What you're saying is you're a
But that was
He-Man.
back when I was like 5.
You're a He-Man's man, not a
A
She-Ra.
she-man's man.
I wouldn't want to be either, for that matter.
She-Ra crushes your dick in her vagina. She's got so much fucking muscle.
But at least you're still getting in the vagina.
You are still getting in the vagina. But I think He-Man would be aware of his strength and he'd be gentle.
Death by Snoo.
Okay, Ryan, pass it on to somebody else. Not the disease that you carry. I'm talking about the question.
Remember to wrap it
I'll go with
before you
Nick.
tap it.
I'll go with Nick.
It'll be a toss-up here. I played with a lot of Power Rangers, and I especially like the Megazords because they transformed, and I think that adds to why I'm like mechanically inclined for the most part. That's one of the reasons why I shoot is because I'm not fascinated or I'm not like worried about hitting the target every time. I'm always thinking like, how does this thing work? And I know how they work, but I always have to ask myself, how does this one work different from that one? It's either that or I had a hockey stick, and I fucking love this hockey stick because I could go play street hockey with it, and then it had this...
I like where this is going.
I could go play street hockey with it, but it had this big, flathead screw that locked in the head of it, and I could take a quarter and unscrew that, and then I could go fucking to my friend's house and we'd fucking smack each other out or with sticks and like we were sword fighting.
That sounds like fun.
Giggity.
And if you know much about me, like I have fucking swords just everywhere. They just they're like lying all over my room and shit like that. There's like knives on my headboard because bitches be crazy, but that's a different story.
Hit
So
me my luck, I'd step on a sword. They're laying around.
Or
everywhere.
McDonald's cup.
Or a McDonald's cup.
Oh, dude, that fucking sucked. I lost a lot of blood on that one.
And if you know anything about Nick, you know he loves to sword fight with men.
I guess you go with Dale on this one.
I'm gonna go with what not everybody really thought about. I didn't have a favorite toy, but I guess you would say my imagination. Because I'll go outside and I'll just find whatever. We used to have, my grandfather used to have a irrigation company, so he had a shed full of people. Me and my cousins, we'd, I don't know, fucking hit each other with it, make forts out of them, make guns out of them. And there's like a little patch of woods. We go in the woods and play all day long and go swimming. We just, I don't know, if it starts raining, we go inside, play board games, or like I said earlier, play with a Lincoln log. So we just did whatever, you know, just used my imagination.
Did you not have any friends?
No, I played with myself the whole time.
Played with himself all the time, and he still does. No, I really like Dale's answer because I can relate to it.
You didn't have any friends growing up too? Yes, I'm not the only one.
I had
No. I had friends. Don't get me wrong here. I definitely had friends. There's a few, and I'm gonna sound really gay when I say the one. I had a light bright when I was younger. It was probably like my mom's or something like that, and my grandma gave it to me, and that thing was pretty awesome. I was really intrigued by it because, like, well, I mean, you could spell out different things. You could also, like, you know, put different pictures and stuff. I don't know why, you know, it was so intriguing as a child, and it just was. I really loved that thing. Another one, Jesus Christ, I gotta close this chat. Okay, anyway.
Fucking critter jitter.
Batman. I was so big on Batman. Period. If it was Batman, I fucking had it and I played with it. It was that simple. Another thing I was very obsessed with was like semi trucks. You know, 18-wheelers. I've seen the movie Maximum Overdrive when I was younger. Yeah, great parenting, right? But anyway, so I've seen the movie Maximum Overdrive, and I was fucking obsessed with that movie. I loved the semis. You know, it was just awesome. This one time we took a road trip, and every time I would see a semi on the road, no shit, except for when I was sleeping, we drove either from Ohio to Florida or Florida to Ohio. Every time I seen a semi, I said Maximum Overdrive. Like, not even kidding. Like, straight up. It was a game to me.
Were you special back then?
I had a fucking helmet. You know, what are you going to say about it? No,
Did you ride the short bus?
I rode the first time I ever rode a short bus, but that's a different story.
I rode a short bus.
Ryan was on there.
That's how they
You
met.
special boss.
That's how we met. Like,
Don't make fun of me, goddammit!
our helmets got stuck together, and
Oh my
it was just.
I swear the bus is shorter
I have
than
bubble gum
normal.
in my hair. Mike put bubble gum in my hair.
But anyways, no, and I did. I said Maximum Overdrive every time I seen a truck. I'm sure I drove my grandparents completely nuts. But the last one, and probably the one, honestly, that is the most special to me, is I had a stuffed animal, a mouse. So it was a mouse, but it wasn't like the size of a mouse. It was a bigger size. His name was Eek. How creative. I remember all the time, like, my grandma and I would, you know, she would play with me more or less for that, like, the stuffed animal and shit. That was awesome to me, and then I'd try to have my own adventures with the stuffed animal and shit, but it wasn't as cool because I couldn't do the voice. Them are, like, my main ones there. I know I didn't have a direct answer, but if I had to pick one, I'm gonna say the stuffed animal was my favorite childhood toy. A couple of you said the Power Rangers toys. Who all said
I never
Power Rangers?
had those, but I was in the Power Rangers fan.
Yeah, he was in the
So
Power
I got
Rangers.
like the movies and the dare I say it,
I never
VHS.
really got into the
but-
Power Rangers. I was more into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was into both.
I was into those too.
Speaking of the Power Rangers,
Oh.
then versus now, best Power Rangers series you've seen, best person to play a Power Ranger.
Tommy, Green Ranger.
Tommy. Yeah, exactly, Tommy.
Jason the fucking Red Ranger.
I like
gonna-
the little chink girl that dresses in green,
You mean
Just
yellow?
Yellow, you dumbass. But anyway,
yellow, whatever. Fuck it.
He's colorblind. He's special.
Greg, what were you gonna say?
Yeah,
I was
don't you
gonna,
remember we messed
I
on
was
the
gonna
post-
say, my favorite Power Rangers from the old series were Billy and the fuck was his name? Adam.
The black
And
dude, every time he did something, that Gigabeat happened.
Kaboom.
Zach was the black dude. Adam was the Asian dude who replaced him.
Oh, that's not cool. I forgot about him.
The first original, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, was one of the most incredibly racist shit. Just think about it.
But I also want to point out about the Power Rangers that if you guys notice, back in the day, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with Tommy, Jason, all them, black guy who played, what was it, the Mastodon, I forget his name.
Zach,
Forget which hand, but he's missing a finger.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until like last week. If you like Google his images or whatever, he's missing a finger.
Yeah, I remember reading something about like he lost it as when he was like a kid in like some sort of accident or something.
Back to what I was saying about it being incredibly racist, we've already touched on it. The African American fellow was the Black Ranger. The Asian female was the Yellow Ranger. And it was like very, very cliquish. Like the Billy, the nerdy guy.
Always had blue balls. That's why it was Blue Ranger.
Princess.
Yeah, Pink Princess, your jock ass fucking red. Yeah, Jason David Frank playing the Green Ranger. Jason David Frank, the one that played the Green Ranger, he's an MMA fighter now.
He back in the day he left initially to go I think it was he did some mixed martial arts, but he also did boxing too back in the day.
He is one of the most nasty MMA fighters I've ever seen. He is fucking ridiculously good.
He's the fucking Green Ranger. He better be fucking good.
I also heard somewhere they have like Power Rangers conventions and shit, and like a lot of the old cast members go there. Apparently, everybody who's gone to them and has met David Frank says he's one of the most self-centered, egocentric assholes in the whole world. Like, he just never shuts up about how amazing he was on Power Rangers and how he was pretty much the reason why the show is so successful, and that he's like the best MMA fighter ever. And he's apparently also super religious, so he never shuts up about how great Jesus is.
He actually has a slogan and has shirts, and I believe he also does have it tattooed on him. A slogan. His slogan is "Jesus didn't tap."
He actually apparently turned out that like, because like a lot of the other old cast members talk shit about him. Like a lot of them said he was incredibly insufferable, and that he like insulted and picked on like several of the other cast members, especially David Yost, the guy who played Billy, because he's gay, so he like would pick on him a lot for being gay.
Oh,
Did you see in like
a Jesus freak saying something bad about a gay person? I would have never thought.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like honestly, like since you said
look at the
brought him up in the
WBC.
gay, you remember whenever they changed Zords, and then whenever they morphed or whatever, whenever they had Billy in the tank top, and he said Triceratops, and you're just like, no, like you have to go back because like this isn't working.
I'm pretty sure
geez.
we're all in agreement here. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was the best one. It takes us back to our childhood, so nostalgia.
I still think, even though, I mean, as cheesy as it is, the movie is entertaining in its own way. I mean, most of the actors in the movie aren't that good, and the special effects are ridiculously cheesy, but goddamn, I would be lying.
But that's the original
if I
Power
said-
Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah.
be lying if I said that movie did not make me crack a smile. I mean, that movie, when I was little, that introduced me to a shit ton. Soundtrack was one of the best movie soundtracks I've ever heard. I mean, that soundtrack introduced me to a ton of bands that since then I love growing up.
I had the making of book, and you know how Tommy does that fucking spin kick. I saw how they did that in the rig they put him on, and I've been like, if that was me, I've been like, you got to be fucking crazy. This thing's gonna snap my neck. Because it was basically rope shit that they fucking had him hold on to, and then they just edited it out.
So, Nick, you were saying you're a big fan of like hentai.
My goal in life, if I don't do as well as I'm doing, or if I can't become a photographer, if I can't actually get my bachelor's degree in photography currently, I'm thinking I just want to become a hentai artist. I think I have the skill. Like, I've studied anatomy to the point from all the classes I had and shit like that, to the point which I think I could draw a pretty happening Neko getting reamed out by some dude, getting reamed out by some tentacle monster.
Explain
What's your favorite anime?
Explain. Hang on, real quick. Explain to those who don't know what hentai is.
Hentai is animated or hand-drawn comic style or animation style pornography.
Have some fucked up pornography out there. I'll tell you. I'll give you that.
Ryan versus Nick, the battle of porn. hentai versus IRL porn and real life porn, Ryan. Actual people. Battle it out. Which one's better?
Go.
Hentai is definitely better than in real life porn because
Right, but it's men that do covers. So why do you want to like beat off to the moaning of men? Exactly.
Larry's decided
Exactly.
in here. Dale's like,
there's a good
I get off to the moaning of men. Oh, hang on, wait, I'm in the Navy.
there's a good deal of female voice actors, but no, it's something where you can sit down and you can create. You can just fucking sit down and draw that shit. Because I actually prefer the manga because the artwork is absolutely fucking orgasmic in more ways than one. I think you can sit down, you create a coherent storyline.
Porn
or-
isn't supposed to have a storyline.
Well-
Larry's just taking up for Ryan here. Ryan, get in this. Get in this.
I think that I like it better with a storyline. I like any kind of type of porn, but I mostly prefer lesbian.
Drawing or real?
Real for sure.
in hentai, you
Fuck
can
that cartoon.
in hentai you could have females having sex with each other, but what are known as futari, which
No,
are women
fuck all
with
that.
both
Fuck the
sets.
cartoon bullshit. I want real live
And
shit.
it's voiced by men.
Yeah,
Damn
fuck
straight.
that.
Ryan, why is hentai stupid?
That's retarded. Why would you beat off to a cartoon? That's dumb.
Why would you beat off to anything?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Ryan.
You're,
You
so
never
Greg,
get
you're telling me
bitches
that you
on?
never masturbated before?
No, I'm saying is if you're gonna make the argument of why
He just
masturbate
doesn't want
to
to admit
this,
it beats off.
to me it's like why not both?
Ryan, Nick's saying that you can be more creative with the animated porn than you can actual porn, and that he would rather spank it to it.
Well, I guess it's just preference of anybody, really. Honestly, what your preference is. But my preference is real. I like real life porn.
Okay, 9 times out of 10 when they're drawn, they look the same. You can actually have different, basically shapes and
Yeah, you
sizes
can have
of
a
real
variety
girls.
of women on real. Yeah, for sure.
They all don't necessarily look the same or have the same eyes.
I feel when they're you can add a certain sense of hyper realism to drawings. If you see some of like the best hentai artists such as Kuvi and Oh Great, their ability to shape characters and get that musculature down, just phenomenal. I wish I had an example for you.
So Ryan,
Can I
you
step in for a
I've
second?
seen cartoon porn. It's on YouJizz and all that shit. Yes, I've seen cartoon porn.
You jizz.
I've seen it. Like they've done Teen Titans and they've done fucking.
Let's not even
kinds of
talk
different-
about that shit. That shit's like horrid. That's like the wretched shit that I don't even fucking understand. They're like, oh, I saw this shit when I was a kid. I'm gonna jerk off to it now. I don't get that.
Ryan, what's so wrong with the anime?
I'm not saying that nothing's wrong with it. I guess his preference is different than mine. I'd rather see real girls doing it
Well, if I
because you
wanna
get
see
a more
real
variety
girls
of women.
doing it, I can just call a bitch up and have her do it. I want
Then if that's the case, then why watch cartoon shit?
because she can't be
Why
ready
even
at
beat
the
off?
time.
If you got it there in front of you, why beat off?
I guess the dumb point is what your preference is, but I don't know. I can't get into that cartoon shit.
But
Can
why?
Why? Because I love blood, sweat, and moaning in my face, and none of
Blood?
that. like
Blood?
what?
Well,
watch,
Like
like,
flesh,
Redwood
you know?
If you're really into blood, I mean, hentai is the thing for you. There'd be bitches bleeding left and right.
Fuck that.
Greg, weigh in here real quick. I know you've been trying to get into this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't have a preference. I like them both. I think I'm gonna be the middle ground here. I think they both have their pros and their cons, and I like both. And I got
So you're saying that you jerk off to both of them, then, right?
yeah. I mean, it's just if it gets my
He
dick
finally
hard
admitted he
and I-
beats off.
Yeah, if it gets my dick hard and I can beat off to it, then fuck it, I'll watch it.
I mean, there's some days where I'll sit
And
down
the
and I'll
good
be
thing
like,
about
touch.
the good thing about masturbation is it brings down the
Stress,
cancer inside
yeah.
yeah.
inside your balls and everything.
I think that could be worded a lot more intelligently. But if I'm down,
But
if I want to
The
sit down and like watch Asa Kira,
Mike, what is your preference? What do you prefer?
I cannot in any way, shape, or form achieve an erection to anything animated.
That's fine.
I
And we're done.
Not
and
for
we're done.
everyone.
No, I seriously I can't. Like you could seriously put like okay, say you take the audio from an IRL and put the animation there and the audio from it, sync it whatever to where like I've seen this before and say it's an actress. I'm gonna actress in quotes that I like, and I'm like anything that she's in I can get off to in a
No.
heartbeat. You could put her voice in there or whatever to an animation of her, and I still couldn't I still couldn't achieve an erection. I can't. It just
See-
does not do it for me. Okay,
Yeah.
weigh in here, Dale. You haven't said anything yet.
Is
Dale.
Dale even alive?
Dale, you
Oh,
there?
I didn't hear you say my name.
He's like,
Oh,
I'm,
I'm jerking off.
No,
over
you're
here
just
whacking
like-
off
he's like,
the-
I'm sorry. All this talk
I
about
start
porn. I've
talking
been over
about
here
porn.
beating my shit. There's too many men in this conversation. I'm just like,
I am.
He
I'm
likes
trying.
listening
I'm trying
to-
to do it like as quietly as possible, but it's kind of hard with all you guys talking.
he's got like,
And all of a sudden you just hear like one random.
he's using like a lot of lube and slow, steady strokes.
He's jerking off to all our.
He's like, ha, these guys don't know what's really going on right now. Ryan?
Achieve an erection for anime porn. However, it does not last very long. So that's why I have to switch to the real deal.
Larry, what do you think?
Real.
He was just blunt. He's like, real.
I think I've formed a scientific my preference way to word it. I feel that for the most part, porn deals with hyperrealism in relation to sex because normally it's not like three bitches fucking moaning the entire time while you're going at it. During its hyperrealism, why not go a step further and just have be anything fucking possible?
So, closing arguments on this topic. Nick, if you are taking the side of hentai over in real life porn, why is hentai better than in real life porn?
Like I just said, you already have that effect of hyperrealism from so why not take it a step further and have something slightly artistic beyond that? Because unless you're watching
It's just
fucking
plain out fucking weird to me.
and you're,
Hang on.
unless you're fucking watching Showtime at like 3 a.m. when they got that really fucking
Skinamax. Get it
whenever
right.
whenever they've
Fuck
got
that.
the
I got you just right on my phone, buddy.
Hey,
Don't have to
hang on,
worry about
Ryan.
no
You'll get your
fucking shut the fuck up. What I'm trying
But-
to say is there's that like
Don't
real
fucking
softcore.
get rude to me, you fuck.
Ryan, you're the one who's being fucking rude by interrupting.
Come
All
on,
right,
guys.
so as I
don't
was saying,
fight.
there's really soft, it's like really artistic that tries to be artsy about it. In my opinion, that's like stupid. Why? And then you have hentai, which can have this beautiful artwork, this stunning musculature scapes, and I just the way the character models are designed. You can have something like that, and you can also have that hyperrealism to it, and beyond.
Closing arguments. Let's not anyone interrupt him. Let him say what he has to say. Why is porn better than hentai?
I don't know. I don't care anymore. I really honestly don't. I don't know.
Anyone want to take Ryan's spot?
Real porn is definitely the way to go.
The bee's knees.
Exactly.
I guess then we get to what most people are into and what the niche fetishes are.
Closing arguments.
We're not talking about fetishes.
Well, hentai technically is a fetish.
Well,
Christ.
we're breaking it down to
Yeah.
animated versus real.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a point. I wasn't making a counterpoint or anything like that. I was just making a statement.
And I just did as well.
Go on, Larry.
Touche.
De nada. I wasn't prepared for this. I left my paper at home.
Do you want me to take it? You want me to just end it here? Explaining to you why IRL is better than hentai?
Yes.
Okay, you kept saying about the being creative. You can be creative. You can be creative. I don't give a shit. Honestly, don't care. There is one purpose to porn. What is that purpose? That purpose is to get the fuck off. You want to either flick your bean to it or you want to jerk off to it. You want to climax. That is the whole point to porn. No one watches porn and they're just like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. No one gives a fucking shit about that. There
'Cause
is
porn-
one point to porn, and that is to relieve yourself. That is the point to it.
And it is done either by the sounds or the visual.
Or both combined. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about being creative. What do you think? Like in the 70s, people jerked off just like, pizza's here, and they're like, oh no, I don't have any money. Can I pay
The
for it
creative part
another
of that
way?
is-
The
mustaches.
creativity adds to the
The
interest.
creative
of it, though.
part about that was the mustaches.
And the mustaches. Yes. No.
I don't need to keep going. I just need a couple minutes, and I'm done. That's the whole point to it. You know, I'm just gonna beat my shit and
A day.
and go about my day. That is the whole point to it. I don't see a point in being creative. I just want to watch two people fuck, so I
Don't light
can
any candles.
jerk off to it. I don't want to see a dude's face, but I have to see penetration. And That's that. Like, it's that simple. It serves its purpose. It doesn't need to. Why do you think people make it themselves? It doesn't need to be creative. You grab your fucking iPhone or your Android device and you push the record button on it and you just show yourself in the bitch from behind in doggy style and you post it on the internet and I can jerk off to that.
Amateur motherfucker.
That's my closing argument for why IRL is better than hentai. Does anyone have any last words?
I think I figured out why Nick likes porn.
Go on.
Because they look so young. I think that's the root of his evil.
And you take the victory, good sir. And you take the victory.
There's plenty more stories.
This motherfucker's climbing up out of the pool to get out of the pool. Right, it's an above ground pool, and it's got one of the ladders to help you get in it. You know, this motherfucker's climbing up the ladder to get out of the pool. He gets to the top of the ladder, and the way he goes over it is like his hands are on one side, and he just leans his body over it and just goes down the other side straight onto his face.
I was drunk, man. I was drinking. I was chugging them. I was just like, whatever. I'm not feeling them. So I drank like almost half the one side of my pool, and I was like, damn. I didn't notice it until I went to get out, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, the one thing that was crazy, what we did was we took all the Smirnoffs and whatnot, and we threw them into his pool. And if you got in the pool and you drank them in the pool or whatever, you did not feel drunk at all until you got out of the water.
That's because the water's helping like keep you up, and it's like making you feel less heavy, so you don't feel like the swaying and that like you would feel when you're drunk until you get out of the pool and you realize, wait a minute, there's no more water around me. Oh shit, I'm drunk.
I got woke up by my mom and I got woke up by my mom because her and my sisters went to go swimming in the pool. We forgot to get all these Smirnoffs out of the pool, and they go in there and there's fucking bottles floating around and shit.
That's hilarious.
But fucking, it was funny as fuck when I think I had already got out of the pool when Ryan went face first off that fucking thing. I was standing outside of it or whatever, and Ryan's just climbing up, and he doesn't even try to like kick a leg over the top or anything like that. He's just going up, leans over, and just goes down the other side with his face.
Straight into the ground. Bam.
That's hilarious.
We had fun. I have to say, out of all of our adventures and all of our trips, we had a lot of fun together.
Ryan's like planning on it coming to an end right now. He's like, yeah, we had a lot of fun together. Now we're growing up, and eventually
It was a good ride.
No, fuck that. We're going to Vegas, motherfuckers. It's gonna be like Hungover Part 5. So it'll be great. We're gonna fucking outdo those cocksuckers.
It's not even gonna be the hangover. It's gonna be hungover.
It's gonna be hungover. You can't infringe copyright.
Yeah.
No copyright infringement there, and just.
But what I'm saying is, it's gonna make that movie a shame. I have a feeling if we all went to Vegas together. And you have to bring Greg and Scott. You have to bring both of them.
Oh God, I would love to go to Vegas.
We gotta bring them into our world.
Okay.
I just don't think that they're ready.
You don't think?
I don't know.
I think Scott's ready. His brother, fucking goddamn, that kid was zooted the other day when I was talking to him.
I think Greg would handle our world better than Scott. But I know that.
Scott drank his way across Europe while he was over there, so probably.
Shit.
I personally, I don't drink anymore.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So I can't do it anymore. I don't have any interest in doing it.
I just want to go to like all the casinos and see all the cool shit they have there and go to a titty bar. That's about it.
There's a sweet bar out in the middle of the desert that's like outside of Las Vegas that my brother was talking about, and it's a really sweet ass bar. It's got but all they serve there is like PBR and shit like that. But it's like it's a really cool bar. You can do a lot of different shit there and get away with it. They don't give a fuck what you do.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, like if we all went to Vegas, I might like have a couple Jaeger bombs or something, but I probably wouldn't even be able to do that. But I honestly, we'd have to have obviously me, Larry, or Ryan. That's the main trio there. You'd have to get Dale and Corey.
Yeah, that'd be a fucking crazy. That'd be a hoot.
first and foremost, I would like to thank our guest, Freakout 5000, also known as Larry, for coming on and being on 30 Minutes of Mayhem tonight. So, Larry, thank you. You would be more than welcome to come back on another time. I'm pretty sure I can speak for everyone when I said that we loved having you on. That's it for this episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I have been your host, and I hopefully will continue to be your host, and my name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts.
Nick from youtube.com/TicTacMan, and joining me is...
Hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Dale, and along here is a man who would take first place at hot dog eating contest.
But I'm not Asian.
And I think that was a fat joke.
Now everyone's
Thank you, Larry, but no. I'm Greg, and also joining us is
Ryan the Gat Cat.
And one last time, I'd like to thank Freakout for coming on. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Twitter links will be in the description. Hopefully you tune in next week so that we can talk about more stupid stuff on this stupid podcast. Later, guys.